Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be based on a comment. They've got an MWS, they'd installed like a 500mm in a barrel. Somehow their FPS went down, and this like flies in the face of everything that I understand about gas blowbacks. Now, I do understand that with something with like a fixed air propulsion system, so like a spring-powered sniper rifle or an AEG, where you've got a fixed volume of air pushing down the barrel, well actually if the volume of that cylinder exceeds the volume of the inner barrel, then the BB will fly out fine. If it's the other way round, and you've actually got a larger internal volume in here than you actually have in the cylinder, then the BBs actually will start to slow down towards the end of the barrel because there's like negative pressure behind it. With a gas blowback, you actually have a gas that's expanding behind the BB. So as far as I was aware, just the longer inner barrels that you put in, the higher your FPS is going to be. So I thought, well, I've got some different lengths of inner barrels, why don't we just give that a little test? And let's do it with a Glock. In today's video, what we're going to do is going to test 4 different barrel lengths with this Glock and see what difference it makes to the actual FPS when we step up from 95mm, 180mm stock MWS, 250mm Maple Leaf Crazy Jet at 410mm. Okay, so 95mm in a barrel, testing this with some 0.2 gram BBs and green gas. So let's see what we get off this. So 298, 278, 283 and 280. Okay, good start. Okay, that's 289 FPS, 284, 286, 285, 282, 277. Yeah, not bad. I thought I felt something fall out there. So the last one there was 269. Pretty good, I'd say. Same thing again. Green gas, 0.2 gram BBs. I did put just a tiny little squirt of extra green gas in here just to make sure that it's comparable. And we have a 180mm inner. Let's see what that does to our FPS. So that's a 341, 304, 310 and 298. So definitely a bump to our FPS. Not particularly consistent, but it is quite cold today. Hop all the way on 180mm in a barrel. Let's see what we get. 351, 347, 339, 338. Oh, I just need 2 more. 331. And 337. Not bad. Okay, so now we've got the MWS in a barrel, so this is 250mm. Again, shooting 0.2 grams green gas. 340. 320. 322. 322. Weirdly, that was the last 3 shots with 322 there, so that's like really consistent, but not really a lot more powerful. I was really expecting it to have jumped up more. 0.2 gram BBs, green gas. Let's see how this one does. The hop is all the way on. So 356, 340, 352 and 345, and that was for 346. Just to show you, this is a suppressor that I've got for this, so you can see actually you can just about get away with covering that up with the suppressor, and it will obviously still function perfectly fine. So pretty cool. So just to put it into context, this is the difference in the barrel lengths. Pretty ridiculous. Right. See, I think this is going to be up in the like 400s or something stupid like that. Too much for a pistol, but we're going to try it anyway, just because, yeah, surely it should still fire and it should still function. Absolutely. We're looking good. I actually have to kind of almost move back a little bit now. Right, okay. Again, same hot rubber, same hot bucking and everything. Hot all the way off. And what I'll do is I'll do a few shots here and let's see what we get. And then I'll turn the hop up on and you can see what kind of a difference that makes. Okay, 359 FPS. Not the massive jump that I was kind of expecting. Okay. So right there, that kind of fell out of the barrel. So that would lead me to believe that actually this actually needs a bit of hop being applied onto it on this one. Because sometimes the BBs can get forced through the system when you don't want them to be. So, right. I reckon we might get a higher reading now. I was right. 390. Okay, this is like more kind of what I'm expecting from this thing. Okay, 349.9, that's 350. 383, 372, 370, 377, 378, 368, and 366, so pretty hefty. Let's just get that round out. Okay. 271 with that mag, weirdly. As expected, FPS went up, not by as much as I would have thought though, to be perfectly honest, and that is like a huge difference between like having your hop turned all the way on and it kind of, if you're hopping BBs correctly, then your FPS is going to be way more stable. If, for example, as you can see on this, I wasn't tuning it, I'm not actually shooting it, I'm just running it through a chrono. For running it through a chrono purposes, it was holding the BB, it seemed to be holding the BBs fine and shooting them okay, but ideally you want to have that hop up set, and so you're getting a nice flat trajectory or your preferred trajectory on your BBs. Then at that point you should be like running it through the chrono, seeing what numbers you're getting, because it's going to be way more consistent at that point. I've just gone from one extreme to another, but the point still stands. If you increase your inner barrel length, it is going to up your FPS, but it does seem to hit like a bit of kind of diminishing returns. You know, there's no point in getting a 700mm inner barrel. You're not going to see the same jump from just doubling your inner barrel length as then tripling it and quadrupling it. It kind of gets a bit less effective the more you do that. The reason for that is there is only a certain amount of gas that can be held between where the BB sits in the chamber and where the gas is actually expanding in the front part of the nozzle. So obviously a nozzle is actually quite big, but the bit that actually propels the BB, which is the bit that's going to be expanding behind the BB and causing your FPS, it's actually still pretty small, so it's not a huge amount of gas that's passing through the system. But there you go, hopefully you've learned something. I think I've learned something today. So as for the guy that sent me the initial question, I have no idea why putting a much longer inner barrel in would have reduced your FPS. I can only think that you've probably got something like a cracked nozzle or there's something else that's gone wrong in there, but increasing your inner barrel length will increase your FPS, and so will decreasing the diameter. So if you went for like a 6mm rather than a 604, 605, it is going to up the FPS, but it's only going to up the FPS kind of at the muzzle. You don't necessarily get a better flight down range. You'll find a lot of like IPSC shooters and stuff might go for like 6mm barrels, but they're really not trying to reach out to 40-50 meters, which is the kind of thing that we're trying to do with a lot of our airsoft guns, to be honest, if you're just like a skirmisher like me. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Hopefully this has helped out a couple of people, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.